Can the simple act of using toilet paper burn your house down? Well, if your bathroom has a fan in it, a fire is now within the realm of a possibility. And if your fan has heat lights attached to it, the odds go up a little bit more. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Toilet paper is manufactured by grinding up trees. They're ground down to the point where there's nothing but fibers left. Normally, toilet paper has two different size fibers in it. There are some longer fibers to give the toilet paper strength, and softness is provided by putting in shorter fibers. Anyone who's ever dusted a bathroom has recognized that the bathroom dust level is always higher than the rest of the house. Well, let's take a little closer look at this dust. If you look here, you'll see that it's consisted of a whole bunch of little fibers. Anytime you handle toilet paper, especially when you're ripping sheets of it off, some of these little fibers go floating through space, and these fibers are what you're looking at. Interestingly, softer toilet papers are messier. They have a lot more shorter fibers, which are harder to keep on the roll, and when they do break loose, they like to float real far. So, where does the fire hazard come from? That would be right here, your ceiling fan. Remove the bathroom light bulb, and you can actually see the fan. Well, you actually could if it wasn't completely covered in something. Let's take a closer look and see what this something is. Well, there you go, more toilet paper fibers. This actually makes sense since fans are designed to pull the air and anything floating in them toward themselves. Herein lies the problem. Fans pull a lot of current. With current, there's a heat buildup. Normally, this is not a problem. Air flowing past the fan helps keep it cool. But as these fibers build up, it acts just like a blanket, trapping all that heat within the fan. And to compound the problem, as there's a buildup on the squirrel cage, the fan has to work harder, thus producing more heat. And finally, if the light that you have installed is a heat lamp, obviously that produces a lot of heat. Truthfully, I have no idea what the combustion point of these little fibers is, but logic dictates it's considerably less than paper. But the fix for this problem is extremely easy. Periodically, clean the fan. Here are the tools I use to clean my fans. Needle nose pliers, a nut driver, and oil for the fan. Oh yeah, almost forgot, a vacuum cleaner, and if the fan's really dirty, compressed air, and a straight slot screwdriver, along with a small brush. Some fans, like this one, seem to have no visible means of holding that metal cover in place. Well, if you remove the light bulb and look inside, you'll see it's held on by springs. You can easily use your needle nose pliers to reach up there and disconnect those springs. The cover will come right off. Other types of fans will have a knurl knob. Just remove it. You now have easy access to reach up there with a vacuum cleaner and try to clean it. I'm showing you what I think is a worst case scenario. The vacuum cleaner is not really working. So you can put your bristle brush attachment on to knock that stuff loose. The brush did a pretty good job of cleaning the fan motor. But if your squirrel cage, the part that's actually moving the air, looks like this, your job is not finished. Not only is the squirrel cage now out of balance, causing stress on the motor, it's not going to be moving air very efficiently, which is the whole purpose of having a fan. To remove the fan, first unplug it. The plug is real short and inside the same box as the fan. I think I can safely assume that I don't have to tell you don't work on the fan while it's running. Although each fan may be held on differently, I think this configuration is pretty common. My fan is held on by 2 screws. I just use the nut driver to back each of the screws out just a little bit. You don't have to remove the screw, just take it out far enough you can get the fan over this little hump. Once those screws are loose, the fan comes out fairly easily. Now you can try using compressed air to clean that squirrel cage. If that doesn't work, break out a small brush. And finally, remember I told you I'm showing you worst case scenario? The stuff may be packed in there so tight that the brush won't work. And if the fan was used in a place with a lot of humidity, for example, the bathroom you take showers in, that humidity will harden those fibers and the dust into something resembling concrete. In these cases, it's time to break out a small straight slot screwdriver and start prying the stuff loose. Hang in there, we're almost done. I think we can all agree this fan looks considerably different, clean, than it did when we first looked at it. Even the squirrel cage is looking pretty good. If for some reason you find yourself needing to replace this fan, the part number is usually written right on it. Since this fan is several decades old, I decided to re-lubricate it. This is actually sewing machine oil. It's got an awesome applicator and it's easy to use. I put a drop on each part that's moving that meets another part that's not moving, and work it in. You most probably have to do more than one location. Reinstall the fan, plug it in, put the cover back on, and reinstall the light. I think you'll notice this fan's now pulling considerably more air than before you did this process, and you may sleep a little better knowing your house isn't going to burst into flames. Well, thanks for watching.